Hello everybody, welcome back to Just Roll It Already January Challenge number 19. I am back on track after my blunder, and now today I'm here to talk about my top 5 role-playing games that I have enjoyed. There is no typical 1 to 5, greatest to least, so on and so forth. This is in no particular order based on the fact that this is my personal opinion on what I like to play, and I don't like to play favorites for the most part because most of these games either have a very special place to me or they are a game that I enjoy playing on occasion to reach a certain itch or something that I feel like doing that's not normal. I'm generally a very broad kind of gamer. I don't stick with one game specifically, so here we go. The first game I want to talk about is Werewolf the Apocalypse. The reason I like this one the most is because, one, it was the first game I've ever played, and two, the system is fun, and three, it is stuck in my mind most of all. You can see the book like right behind me over here. And I have played it for many years, and it was, again, the first game I've ever played. And it left a mark on me, so much so that I buy the books regularly. I know they're post production, but eventually I would like to get the 20th anniversary edition, but that's far down the road. I mean, when I feel like I can actually afford doing something like that. But nonetheless, it's a game that has stuck with me, and most people I play it with or run it for, they enjoy it too. It's a interesting take on a modern setting, with a good dark twist to it and the things that go bump in the night. So if you're going to play the monster, I like Werewolf the Apocalypse. The next one will have to be Blades in the Dark. Now, this one is, again, dark fantasy, kind of Victorian era gaslight. It is a interesting system that I found enjoyable. I picked up fairly recently, and it has been a very fun game. You take the role of a criminal in a dark world that's literally gone to hell. You know, the sky became black, and the seas turned to ink, and there are demons in the depths, and people go out and hunt these creatures called leviathans to get this like ether kind of material that they use to power the dead. When they die, they don't stay dead, they come back as ghosts, and people have these large domed barriers that keep the ghosts and monsters away, and you take the role of a criminal, and you build a criminal group. And what I find the most interesting is that the players control the game master determines the consequences. And what I mean by that is the game master doesn't roll a single die. He doesn't roll a single one when it comes down to determining results. And to me, that's a very, very fun game, and it's an interesting system, and it definitely takes a lot of pressure off the game master, but he is still responsible for the general basics of the game. Moving on to the next one, this one's kind of a combined together because they're pretty interchangeable. If I feel like a basic fantasy, everyone has this one. It is Pathfinder / Dungeons and Dragons. I have always enjoyed fantasy. It's a really good game that you can get behind. It's easy. The D20 system is very fun. It's very basic. It's simple. When you think of role-playing games, the first thing you think of is Dungeons and Dragons, and it has been played by most people most of the time, and it has been another stable game that sits next to Werewolf the Apocalypse in my mind, because it has been part of the hobby, and it's the Pepsi Coke of the role playing games, and it's general consensus is everyone enjoys it. And in fantasy, you can't get bad. You can't sit there and you can't narc on too much. Now, my fourth game will have to be Eclipse Phase. Now, this one is a very unique one. You take the role of a transhuman, and it is far in the future when people found out how to digitize the mind. The singularity has occurred. humanity entered another golden age, so to speak, and then everything went to shit when these big rogue AIs destroyed everything and took majority of society with them and left everyone else and the world in ruin. The entire solar system of our soul, as they call it, has been turned into a wreck. I mean, quite literally, it's a totaled car wreck between a collision from one to another on a high-speed highway, and you're trying to rebuild a car from that. That's pretty much what it feels like. It has been a fun game that I picked up years and years ago when I still lived in Europe, and I've collected books since then, and I am going to keep playing it because it is a hard science game. The system's a little bit complicated, but it's complicated for a good reason, and it has been the more fun games that I've played with my groups. My friend John, he loves it because it is so easy for him to get behind. My wife Erin loves it too because it has a role for everybody. I've had it where I had somebody who was a futuristic kind of entertainer, like, you know, he was a celebrity and he did all these crazy things that he would go and do these performances live and he would be known for it, and it would be great. Another person was playing a general of sorts of a militia, and it just, what you think of, it can happen, and it's been great. And the last one, if you know me, you know this game had to be on there, Shadows of Asterin. Now, if I had to choose only one game to play for a long time, Shadow of Asterin would be on there. It has been there on my shelf, and I have backed the game on Kickstarter numerous times, and I have enjoyed every little bit of aspect of it, and I would like to go more into detail about it, but other than that, I have done a review on it, and that was years ago, but it has still stood up in my mind that it is a great game. Follows a very Celtic mythos kind of grim fairy tale feel to it, and I've, as a lover of lore and mythology and purism, or being a purist, there we go. Shadow of Asterin has to be a very focused game. It is lethal. It is brutal. You can go mad before you die. You can die before you go mad. You can see things in a different sense, and it is the most unforgiving game that I've ever seen when it comes down to stupidity, and it is definitely a very knowledge-based game. Everybody that I've seen play this game with me, they have enjoyed it one way or another. Simple system, good role-playing, there's enough fantasy elements to be recognizable, but realistically enough. Do you think you could go toe-to-toe with an ogre? Anyways, that is my top 5 RPGs in the games that I've enjoyed in the past and to this day, and will always continue to do so. Will this change? Someday, maybe. But for now, I am enjoying every single thing I have. Anyways, I'm Derek from Just Rotary. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will be back tomorrow.